Hello, ladies and gentlemen. It's Mike here at Games from Scratch. Today we are looking at a new Unity bundle right now on the Unity Asset Store. It's actually a really good deal, a whole bunch of bundles up to 90% off, and you're going to look at this and go, okay, that looks a whole lot like a Humble bundle. And yeah, you're right. Other than the fact you can't decide how your money is allocated, and you can't decide if it goes to charity or not, it is set up like a Humble bundle in that you get various different tiers. You buy a higher volume tier, you get all the stuff below it. So let's go take a look at this bundle. It is called the Fantastic Fantasy Bundle. And we're on the Unity blog right now. It's going to run until June the 30th, featuring up to 90% savings on a collection of high-quality fantasy tools and art in the low polygon style. So if you're not into that low polygon thing, there's not a lot here for you. But basically, it's either if you drop in your game or sort of prototyping your stuff, this is what it's all about. And some of the key things here are a Polaris 2, a low polygon terrain creation tool, the low polygon medieval castle pack, low polygon animated animals, and so on. So let's just jump in and take a look at the pack. You're also going to find in this blog post, beyond the Fantasy Mega Bundle, there's a bunch of other stuff that they're referencing. But interestingly enough, most of the stuff I checked on isn't actually on sale. It's just, hey, here's other fantasy themed stuff on the asset store. I will link this in the linked article down below. So if you want to check this out, it will be available there. You're going to find we're going to have some of the assets from them again. We've had them featured in some previous bundles, so do make sure you don't already own this stuff, either be it on Humble or on the Unity Asset Store. It's actually even on the Unreal Engine Asset Store, and they have their own asset store. Cinti does as well. So there's some stuff from there, just to be aware of it. So right now you've got about 13 and a half days left to pick up the bundle. You're going to notice it is in 3 different tier amounts. So let's go look at the $9.99 tier. Okay, is there any way I can get... Nope. Okay, your UI sucks here. So we got here the getting started for $9.99 tier. This includes the simple fantasy UI pack, the fantasy village pack from Tarbo Studio, and the interface and item sounds pack. Of course, anything that you're interested in, you click on the quick look and get a little bit more details of what it's all about, including several thumbnails of the assets, etc. So it's a straightforward tier 1 for $10. Basically, you get looks like, well, that's $45 worth of assets here. 2 of them UI themed, and then 1 of them is a fantasy village pack. We jump up to the $20 tier, and here we got a Cinti pack here. This is the Polygon Fantasy Characters pack. Their art style is very consistent across the board. That's nice to see. And that's one of the things you might run into with this is trying to get stuff to sync and mesh together. So that's the nice thing about them going with the consistent low polygon theme. The art styles between Tarbo and Cinti Studios isn't that far off. All right, so next up we got the 2000 Fantasy Icons pack from Panetti. We've got the low poly medieval castle pack from Ventuar 3D, the Tower Defense pack from Tarbo Studios, and then the Fantasy Game Epic Sounds and Effects pack. So that's for $20, and $20, of course, includes all of this stuff. Now, you're noticing our savings value is jumped up, so we went from 78 to 88%, and that is $166 worth of stuff for $20 at this point in time. And then we get into the final tier, and here's where we're jumping into the up to 93% savings. And here we've got, again, so everything else, and then we've got the stylized fantasy forest environment, the Polygon Knights pack, again from Cinti Studios again, fantasy adventure environments, fantastic village pack. Again, the art style is looking pretty cohesive, so you should be able to blend all of these things together. They did a good job of picking things that have a pretty cohesive art style. The low polygon animated animals pack, the Emerald AI 2.0 pack, and then the low polygon terrain Polaris V2. This seems to be the star of the show. This is the most expensive asset by far. And again, this is that tool for creating terrain, low polygon terrain for your world. So yeah, that is basically the pack that we've got here. So we're at the end of this. One thing I don't really understand, though, is that your money doesn't go to charity here. It's basically going to Unity Asset Store, as far as I can tell. I'm not sure. Maybe if you pay extra, it goes to the creators. But what you're seeing here is people doing custom amounts, and someone actually paid $111. And maybe they just like their name being on the top of the list. I'm not 100% certain, but hopefully that does go to the asset sellers and not to Unity, because I don't know why you'd want to tip Unity at this point in time, but that's the option you have, I suppose. So anyways, that is it. This is the asset pack. Now, again, do be careful. Make sure that if there's a specific asset here, you haven't got it through another means. I know Unity have run some asset packs in the past, and a lot of this stuff is looking new to it. But again, a lot of the Cinti stuff has been in previous Humble bundles. Some of these icon packs may have been as well. Ditto for the UI stuff. So just make sure, do a quick look through your Humble library and make sure you're not, duplicate buying an asset. But on the whole, basically boils down to, if you wanted something like Polaris, you can buy Polaris and get every single other thing here for free. We also got an AI, universal AI solution. That's kind of cool. That's the Emerald AI 2.0. Another part of this, the only thing that really kind of doesn't stand out, to be honest, but again, they've got a pretty good common theme here. They've created a bunch. They've curated a bunch of assets that do actually mesh together, so you should probably be able to use them in your environment if you so wish. And that is basically it. By the way, the link I have in the linked article down below does contain an affiliate code, so I get a small percentage of any sales you make, 4% or 6% or something like that. But if you do go ahead and buy them and you use my link, I do really appreciate that. Also, let me know what you think. Is this very humble-ish to you? I actually kind of like this kind of asset pack from them as opposed to, the 50, 60, 80, 100, 150, $200 kind of purchase kind of asset packs. I like more on the entry level. And for 30 bucks, pretty solid deal you're getting here. All right, so that's it. Let me know what you think. Comments down below, and I'll talk to you all later. Goodbye.